All right, YouTube. Hubby is going to be my camera guy for tonight's dinner. He just wants to hold that shot in his mouth for as long as possible. All right. Okay, so I came up with this on the night of Halloween with some stuff that I had in the fridge that I threw together. So I'm going to make it again because it was a hit with the family. So I'm just going to start by, I don't really care what the onions look like because I'm actually just using them to flavor the oil along with the garlic. You can totally chop them up, dice them, and keep them in there, but I'm just going to infuse the oil with them. So I just have some leftover chunks of onion that I didn't finish chopping up. Put this away. I have a few cloves of garlic. If you're not a garlic fan, keep them out. If you're not an onion fan, keep them out. Some celery. 2 pieces of celery, 1 carrot, and then I used all of these to create a yummy sauce. It's a little fishy because it does have some clam juice in there. So if you're not a seafood fan, then you can definitely leave this out. I also am going to make scallops at the end, so you can do this with chicken, beef, whatever type of protein you'd like, if any. So have my scallops there, broccoli, flour, because I'm going to thicken the sauce as I make it, some thicker rice noodles, Lowry's pepper. This is a sweet chili sauce, hoisin sauce. I know I already talked about the clam juice, oyster sauce, and soy sauce. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my oil hot while I begin to chop the celery and carrots. All right, cameraman. Hello. All right, so I'm just gonna slice the celery and carrot up. As soon as my oil is hot, I'll pop the onion and garlic in there. You want down? Alright, that's ready. For the garlic, I'm just going to give it a smash so that the juices come out while it infuses the oil. So let's get these in the pan. Oh, yeah, it's bubbling. There we go. I didn't peel my carrot. I washed the celery and carrot, but I'm not going to peel it. I don't really mind if it's not completely smooth, but if the texture bothers you, of course, just go ahead and peel it before you cut it up. If you're ever worried about things turning on you and you don't want to cut your fingers, if you just cut, like for example, the carrot in half, then you have a flat surface for it to hold down and you don't have to worry about it rolling on you if you don't feel as confident cutting your veggies or fruits. Alrighty, you guys, I'm so sorry I didn't film it. I removed the onion and garlic from the oil. It got nice and dark brown, and all right, so we're ready for the noodles now. My celery and carrots are just like barely browned in this oil. I'm gonna go ahead and add my noodles to the boiling water just for a couple minutes. They really don't need to, they're already cooked, they just need to get warmed through. They'll get cooked more as I make the sauce, so that's gonna go ahead and sit in there just for a couple minutes. So let's get started on our sauce. I'm gonna add some clam juice, about 1/4 of a cup to 1/3 of a cup, some hoisin sauce, about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons. Some oyster sauce. Same, 1 to 1.5 tablespoons. Sweet chili sauce. 2 tablespoons. So I'm kind of making like a seafood gravy that the noodles are going to go in. I'm going to thicken this a little bit with flour, and I'm going to add a little bit more oyster sauce. If you like your sauce a little bit thinner than what I'm going to do, just leave out the flour. I'm just going to do that little sprinkle. You can kind of see the consistency that I have here. And the longer that you keep this sauce simmering, the more and more concentrated it will get, hence it will get thicker. So again, depending on how much thickness you want in your sauce. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. You always want to add a little bit of water from the noodles that you cooked your, add some of the water that you cooked your noodles in. The starch will just kind of help bind everything together. I'm gonna go in with a little soy sauce, 2 circles of the pan. And I'm going to add my noodles. I don't mind if some of this water gets in here because I want it. You can see that the sauce is starting to coat the noodles nicely now. And add a little bit of clam juice because it's a little bit thicker than I want it. And of course, taste as you go. Don't let your guests or whoever is eating dinner eat the experiment. Taste as you go and make sure that it's to your liking. I'm gonna add some pepper. And I'm gonna add some broccoli here. All right, so my noodles are simmering away in the sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and add some broccoli. I'm gonna cover this and let the broccoli steam through and get started on the scallops. Right, I've got my cast iron skillet nice and hot for the scallops. I'm gonna rub a tiny bit of butter on there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the scallops down, and I'm gonna let those sit for a good few minutes so that we get the sides nice and brown. You could also do this with shrimp. So I'm gonna let that get a nice sear on one side, and I will go ahead and check on it in just a couple minutes. All right, let's check on these puppies. Oh yeah.
Just throw the ball into it.
Oh. You know, just trying to cook dinner while I'm getting pegged in the legs by balls from my daughter. Alrighty. So now I'm going to season these with some seasoning salt, pepper, and a little bit of butter. All right. Go. Adding a little bit of butter. Don't get me. All right. Let's see if I here. So you can see that everything is nice and coated in our sauce. Ouch. And our scallops are done over here. They just seared on each side for about 2 to 3 minutes. I just let the butter. Alright, you guys, let's finish putting this all together. I chopped up some nuts. If you don't like an assortment of nuts, you can either do almonds, cashews, or peanuts. This is a combo of all three. This adds a nice little crunch because these noodles have a chewy texture. So we'll get this all mixed together. And let's go ahead and get this plated. I hope you guys enjoyed this dish. If you try out the recipe, please leave a comment and let me know how it went and what things that you used to substitute if you did and how it turned out. Hope you have a great night.